Welcome back to Wickerson Studios. This is a series called Fun with Functions, and I'm learning Python, and I'm just trying to visualize for people with a little bit of the subdivisions to make an interesting geometry. And this is kind of a little brooch, a single brep, which can be taken out and done some things with, and you'll see why I'm generating it as a geometry afterwards. But it's not too tricky. I've got a little surface analysis on it to have a look at it, really have fun with how that's made. But if you're into this and you want to build things computationally, this can be pretty exciting, and it's incredibly spontaneous. And I don't have any planning. I go into it strictly through trying to learn the coding and scripting. So what I've done here, and we'll pull this over, is we've run a very simple script under a Python user object that I categorize under Michael Wickerson. The script is very simple. I'm simply running a function called number, and it brings in A, B, and C. And I have a little default on here that if C is not inputted, so if you don't bring in the Z, it will default to a 2. It won't lose that data, so you won't lose your geometry, even though this geometry in the script of these numbers running through it actually generates this series out of print and prints these two series depending on what's run through the function. So not too hard to figure out. A is coming through at 5, 3, and 1, which is interesting because you have 5, 3, and 1 that's processed. But if you don't input a Z, if you don't set an argument to the parameter, then it will default to 2, so it changes the geometry again. So then I simply go into a bit of a Wickerson Studio jungle gym of activities, creating points and vectors, creating curves through that, lofting through that, doing a little bit of math because I like my transformations to have a little bit of pi in there just to articulate and change things up. Quick transformation, seeing the transformation work, and then I pull it out. Sometimes I make a closed brep. This one I actually chose to just grab the interior edges, brep edges, and then throw that through the subdivision multi-tool. And that's it. Pretty simple geometry. So if you want to go through and you look at this script is not running very slow. I mean, this one is so optimized. This multi-pipe is so popular right now. It's so quick, so I can actually go through here and start to play with those radii when it starts, when it stops. And let me close up my Python here so I can just put it on here, and you can see that object has pretty good control over deciding what I want to do with that. And what's nice is that surface tool makes such a watertight, wonderful object. I think my students are just going to fall in love with it. But if you consider all the aspects of what you could be generating here, this object can disappear into the invisible realm of, well, let's just get rid of it because I could always make it again. There it is. Through until it's baked, it's not going to work in the render. But let's say we want to take that one, throw that through a bake, and throw that in level 4, and then we'll get our shadow, and there we go. You can do whatever kind of analysis tool you want on it. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I guess it's there. I've just lost my categories of what I actually want to bring to it, which is strange. But I guess I can do a quick analysis. And my kids are starting to make a little bit of noise. Oh, sorry, Analyze right here. I'm looking. I got so many windows open, I start to lose my mind. We'll do a little emap on that, and there you go. And we'll leave the grasshopper color behind us, because we don't need that. And there you go. We've got a nice, really nice form that can be generated, cast, printed, put into a mold, closed brep form. And I think the subdivision tool is really going to jazz up my classes in sculpture. And with any news, with any good luck, I can take the solids back through the points into the numerical data and start running and teaching people the most basic forms of Python to understand functions. So that was making arguments optional and using a little bit of an if-else statement within it. And we're going to go into seeing what we can generate through the see if dictionaries plays in the grasshopper at all in data and how I want to use it. I will be looking into the while loop a little more for recursion as we go, and then we're going to get into passing lists. So thanks very much for watching.